Give me a second. Oh! Oh, that worked. Alrighty. Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to FTB Ocean Block. Had to get rid of that facehugger. He was causing a few issues. Nothing like a good old fallen anvil, hey? How you been? It's been a bit. I've been a little bit busy with work and stuff and things and all those good things. How about you guys? What have you been up to? I know it's Thanksgiving time over in America at about now. So, how you guys doing with that? Having a good time? Eating too much as always? Yeah, sounds good. Sounds really good. Today, we've got a couple of really cool things to get done. I want to build a mechanism fission reactor. I know we got started over there to get our DT fuel for our fusion reactor, but we need to get started on the fission reactor so we can get our polonium. We also need to upgrade our draconic fission reactors over there, or fission crafter thingy over there. We also need to push through Botania a little bit to get our terrasteel so we can make a terrasteel seed so we don't have to make thousands upon thousands upon thousands of terrasteel ingots because we need a singularity. So I guess we better get started. So how do you build a fission reactor? Well, there's a few rules to go about it. First off, you need some fission reactor casings. So we'll need a lot of these steel casings, so we'll need a lot of this stuff. So let's get 2 stacks, I guess. And we'll get... apparently not much. We'll get that. That's not very much at all, is it? Fine. Fine. Okay. Let's see how many reactor casings we can get. Okay, 64. We'll leave that for now. We need some reactor glass. What do we need? Enriched iron. Okay, that's not too hard to get. We definitely don't need the reactor glass, but it definitely makes it look a lot better. We'll need a few of these ports, so I guess we'll get 4 for now. Don't know if we're going to need the logic reactor adapter, so we'll leave that out for now. We do need some control rod assemblies. We'll go with 5 for now, and we'll go with 10 of these. So as you can probably guess, it's not going to be a massive one. There we go. It's only going to be a small one, just to get ourselves some polonium. We don't need a massive amount, and the bigger you make it, the bigger the explosion. Alright, so one of the rules about it is it's got to be a frame outline. I think you can put the inputs on the bottom. I'm not 100% sure. I think you can. We might have to experiment with that. But we do need a couple of inputs. So one of them is going to be an input here for fuel. I'm going to put another input there for... sorry, that one's going to be coolant. That one's going to be fuel. And then on the outside here, we're going to put one... no, not there. Excuse you. We're going to put one just... really, dude? One there. Haha. Can't win that time. And we're going to go and put the other one there. Now I'm going to fill the rest in with glass. Like so. But first... now I probably will make this another extra tall later on. But for now, we're just starting with a little tiny one. And once we put all this glass in, and we should see some red sparkles if I haven't stuffed this up. Ah, look at that. Now we can see it's here. It's disabled because we haven't put it on activate, but we've got to fill it with not only coolant, we've got to fill it with fuel. And the fuel it's going to use is fissile fuel. That is fissile. There we go. So this is a fairly complicated process. You've got to get uranium hexafluoride in an isotopic centrifuge to get fissile fuel. How do you get uranium hexafluoride? Well, hold on to your school hats, cause we need uranium oxide. We need hydrofluoric acid. Hydrofluoric acid comes from fluorite mixed with sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid comes from sulfur trioxide mixed with water vapor. Sulfur trioxide comes from oxygen and sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide comes from sulfur dust in a chemical oxidizer. Did you get all that? That's half of it. The rest of it, on the other side, we need uranium oxide. Comes from yellow cake uranium in a chemical oxidizer. Gets us uranium oxide. That's the easy side. I guess we better get a few machines, hey? There we go. We're already getting uranium oxide. So what do we do with that? We pump it with the hydrofluoric acid to get uranium hexafluoride. So now we better start this process. We are going to need some more oxygen. So I think I may as well use our setup we've got over here. We put that bad boy there. We set a new channel called Oxy. Alright, so that bad boy's got oxygen in it. Now, we need... bookmark that. There we go. So let's go all the way to the start. Sulfur dioxide. We need a chemical oxidizer pumping in sulfur dust. Alright, so that one's going to do the same. We're going to get a power cable run from over here. It's going to look janky as... Actually, we might just condense all this down. Alright, now we've got the sulfur dioxide. We need to mix that with oxygen to get sulfur trioxide in a chemical infuser. So let's get one of them. And all sides for gases are going to output. Right, we're full of oxygen. Configurator please, thank you. Boom, and boom. That should be pulling that into... why can't you ever be nice and easy to get these done? Right, now we're getting somewhere. We're getting sulfur dioxide, we're getting oxygen, and we're getting sulfur trioxide. So we're getting there. Sulfur trioxide mixes with water vapor to get a sulfuric acid. Now, how do we get water vapor? Well, that's easy. It's just a rotary deconcentrator with liquid water. So I guess we better get one of them again. Alright, there we go. We've got our water vapor. Alright, now we've got our sulfur trioxide being made. We've got our water vapor being made. And it's going into here. We need to mix those two. So, we need to mix water vapor, sulfur trioxide in a chemical infuser to get sulfuric acid. Let's get our chemical infuser. Just like so. Boom. There we go. Sulfuric acid. We probably should plug that into a power cable. There we go. We got our sulfuric acid. So we're getting there. I told you it's going to look janky as. There is a fairly compact way to do this, but this is just getting it all set up and ready. Now, what are we going to do with the sulfuric acid? Well, that's the easy bit. We mix it in a chemical dissolution chamber with fluoride to get our hydrofluoric acid. So, that's what we shall do. Let's get a chemical dissolution chamber. Dunsky. Now, if we put that bad boy there, and this should be a liquid, I believe. Maybe? Let's have a look. Doesn't really say, does it? I think it's a gas. Let's try a gas. Does look like a gas. Yep, there we go. Now, with that one, we need to export. Let's get another exporter. Boom. Export into there. And we need to get fluorite, which I've been growing. Bam. There we go. We also need a bit of power. And then you're going to be... Okay, cool. This should not affect anything else, so we'll turn them all off. And let's try from this side. Ta-da! Rightio, sulfuric acid going down into here, turning into hydrofluoric acid. Now guess what? We're getting pretty close. Hydrofluoric acid mixed with uranium oxide gets us uranium hexafluoride, which then, directly in an isotopic centrifuge, turns into fissile fuel. So we just need to mix it with our uranium oxide, which is coming out of this bad boy. Uranium oxide. And we're golden. So we need another chemical infuser. Put that bad boy there. Pressurized tube. Pressurized tube. Gases. Maybe the front? Let's try the front. It is. Ta-da! Puts the hydrofluoric acid. Now maybe this is a liquid, but it doesn't look like it. So let's have a look at gases and go output. There we go, it's pumping out into this one. So this bad boy here, if we've got a gas coming in from that side, well, maybe that should be input too, but it doesn't appear to be. I'll try that. We'll try that. There we go. Input 2. Uranium oxide, hydrofluoric acid, getting us uranium hexafluoride. Now, we just need that big bad boy. Isotopic centrifuge. So we're going to need a few more of these. There we go. Another basic tank. And we're good to go. Let's extend that power cable. Janky wire. Boom. Fissile fuel is the winner. Now what we're going to do is speed all this up. May as well get ourselves a lot of energy upgrades as well. Alrighty, there we go. We've got our fissile fuel. Alrighty, so we need to configure these to the different settings. So we need an input only, and that's an input only there as well because it's on the green. So we need our fuel to go in and our coolant to go in. And then this one we'll need a coolant output hatch. There we go. And this one we'll need as a waste output. That should be that one. Now the big bad thingy that's going to come out of there though, we're going to need a whole heap of this stuff. Yeah, it's going to look horrible. But it's about being practical. That should be enough to start with because the pipes hold a lot as well. Alright, now we need to get our fissile fuel out and into here. And we also need to get our fluid in. There we go. That's going into there, and as you can see, it's filling up. So we'll probably need a few inputs to sort of get this bad boy cooled a lot faster. Alright, there we go. We look like we are on track. Let's pump in the fissile. We're full of fissile fuel. Oh, this is going to be bad, but let's figure out how to get some gases out as well. This is going to go to a quantum entangler porter, and then a quantum entangler porter is going to come over here for gas into a turbine. Now let's see how bad we can make this explosion happen. Ooh. Looks like it's holding steady. She's noisy, but she's holding steady. Oof. There we go, turned off. Alright, so it's activated, its temperature's set fine, we've got plenty of fuel backing up. Alright, there you have it. A working fission reactor. As you can see, those blocks behind me there where the nuclear waste is, just over there, you can see them flashing every now and then. That's how much nuclear waste we're producing. So I'm going to turn this bad boy off for a little while, and then we're going to set up a turbine over there, and then we can turn it back on and see how much power we can produce out of this. Why am I still making steel like a chump? Who needs auto-crafting steel when you can just do this? Alright, let's make a little turbine. Okay, so we definitely need more water. But what is this producing now? Steam's going in there. It's producing 11k. That's pretty terrible. That's really terrible for what this is. Like, what can it do? It can do 2.3 4 million. That's pretty bad. We've got 14 blades, we've got 38 vents. Yeah, gonna need to get a lot more water into this bad boy. A lot more water. But at least we're making some nuclear waste, which we can now use to turn into polonium. There we go. So you need water, polonium, fluorite dust turns into polonium pellets. We get polonium from nuclear waste in a solar neutron activator. Well, it looks like the way of the power is going to be the gas burning generators. So I'll set up a whole heap of the photogenic insulators and get a whole heap of carrots growing. Set up a lot more PRCs making ethylene, and we'll build up a big wall of those with probably maybe 50 or 60 of them. And then we'll be able to pump out a whole heap of power. And speaking of power, let's change a few of those over to draconium. We've got the ingredients right there. I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2. And a 1. And that should be what we need to turn it to draconic fusion. There's that lag spike kicking in again. There we go. Our first draconic. Nice. I'll get the rest done. I'll bring you back. There we go. Ta-da! All upgraded to draconic level. Unfortunately, that silly reactor took a lot more of my time than I thought it was going to. So I'm going to have to call it there. We'll have to do the Britannia another time. And I'll play around with it, see what good amounts of water I can start stuffing in that thing. And we'll see how much power we can generate out of that turbine, because it should be pushing out around about at least 500k. I reckon bare minimum 500k, which is what we need. A couple of million would be lovely, but I don't know if we're going to get there. If I can stable it out at around 5 to 600k and we're still building up in excess of steam, I'll build a second one, second turbine maybe, so we can produce about 1 million RF tick out of the couple of them, if I can get there. Well, that's all I've got time for though, so if you really liked it, hit that like button. If you've really liked it, hit that subscribe button. And so you can see more from me in the future. And until next time, toodles! Whoa, stop! That music needs to stop for a second. Need to impart some advice. Do not, under any circumstances when you're testing how far you can push your burn rate up on these machines, do not get up to make yourself some food. Yeah, it went boom. We lost all of our tanks, we lost our entire reactor, half of that. Fish were dying everywhere. The only way I could save this playthrough, literally the only way I could save it, was to switch over to a creative mode and use the command to wipe out all radiation. Otherwise, that would have been gone, because I didn't make a backup for probably about 10 episodes. Because fun does a twit. Fun does a twit. Alright, roll the music.